Over the Easter holidays of 2024, I returned to Australia to travel up the east coast from Sydney to Noosa. I'm really excited to bring you along on my adventures and I hope you enjoy the vlogs. I have arrived in Noosa. I'm just at the Noosa Flashpackers shuttle. I thought I'd missed it and had to shout after her and she was like, no, I'm just coming back to get something. I was like, Got the Greyhound from Brisbane this afternoon. It's looking a bit grey. Oh no, there are blue bits of sky. But yeah, I've just got to get in the shuttle to get in the hostel now. This was my little bunk that had been reserved for me, and then afterwards I went down to the beach at Sunshine Beach and it was just stunning. I'm off on an adventure. I've had a little bit of goon, like literally a little bit of goon, and I'm off to Nomads. I'm at Flashpackers, but I'm getting the bus to Nomads, which is in like actual Noosa, because my surf camp friends are there and we're gonna have a drink, like a soft drink, because I'm off to the Everglades tomorrow. Today I am off to the Everglades, so I've got my bikini on underneath. I'm going to the Everglades. I'm so excited. I'm going with canoe capers, so we're kayaking, so it's different to the one I did last year. I'm being picked up in like 20 minutes from the hostel and going kayaking into the Everglades. Then we've got some sort of lunch and then coming back again. I went with a company called Canoe Capers, who I will link in the description below. So the Everglades are mirrored waters, and there's only 2 in the world. So there's one in Noosa and also one in Florida, but that has alligators, so you can't go there. We went for a little swim, and the water is red because of the tannins in the water from the trees. So we've done like the majority of the kayaking now. We're back to where we had morning tea and we've just been for a little swim in the Everglades. I'm like squelching through the mud here. And we've just heard the tour guide do the cooey to say that lunch is ready. So I'm excited about this because we've done about 7.5 kilometres of kayaking so far. This day trip also included lunch, which was yummy, and then I saw my friend Tess from surf camp. Hey! How's it going? Alright, yeah, we've kayaked so far. We then headed back to the water and spent some time floating in the Everglades before heading back. Back at the hostel, they had a sausage sizzler night, which was free sausages. I've got the bus into Noosa, as you can see. It's raining again. I'm heading up to Nomads because Tess and Richard are there.
No judgment.
It is the next day. I have a bodyboard. I slept for 9.5 hours last night. Like, I'm in a dorm room and I slept for 9.5 hours. Those beds are so comfy. I was asleep by 10:30, and when like my roommates came in, they must have been so quiet. I'm walking to the bus stop. So there's free surfboard hire at my hostel, and you just like leave them the driving license. So I'm going to Noosa Main Beach. I think the buses are still free because it's Easter holidays, so that's good. And I'm meeting Tess at Noosa Main Beach, and she's going to go surfing because she can surf. I cannot. And I'm going to go bodyboarding. So those are the plans for this morning. Also, the hostel I'm staying at, Noosa Flashpackers, is just like such nice vibes. Like, the guy who runs it is so lovely. Like, he remembers everyone's name. He's just real nice, you know. So would recommend. It's like not in Noosa, but there are regular buses to Noosa. But like now there's not Horse Lodge, there's not any hostels at Noosa Heads anyway. Hey.
Hey girl, safe in the sun, what?
I spent the morning hanging out on Noosa Main Beach and then obviously also got a coffee. I'm back off the beach. Got my bodyboard. And I've also got a bag of like fruit and veg. So it's from the bougie supermarket on Hastings Street, but there was loads of like reduced fruit and veg. So I've got like a ready meal to stick in the microwave, another one of the Cocoa Earth ones, and then I'm going to stick a load of fruit and veg with it. So I'm just waiting for the bus. I think they're still doing free buses because it's Queensland Easter holiday, so we love that. So I'm going to go back to the hostel, shower off the sea, and have some lunch.
I went to a really nice sushi bar in Sydney, and it was like £2 for like a sushi roll. So I just had
They're
like
amazing,
4,
aren't they?
but they were really nice. And it's like huge as well. It's not bad.
I'm back in Noosa. It's hot. It's still really hot. Got my hat on now because I was too hot earlier without my hat. So I'm meeting up with Tess again and we're gonna do the national parks hike. Noosa is on the edge of the Noosa National Park, so we went on a hike along the coastal path towards the ferry pools. So these are like areas of water where the sea comes in and kind of like bashes you. They're really hard to get into actually, but they were beautiful to swim in. As we were leaving the ferry pools, we found a beautiful sunset. So we found ourselves a sunset point with surfers, like there were surfers in front of us, and then we also saw dolphins. Can you see them? It was just incredible, and I had some Percy pigs with me to enjoy the sunset with. Okay, I've had a mad rush since getting back. So I'm back in the hostel now. I've packed for Fraser Island, so the backpack is the one that's coming with me. I've showered. As you can see, the salt is now out of my hair, so I'm gonna get the bus back into Noosa again and meet Tess so we can go to the bottle shop to get stuff for Fraser Island, because she's also going tomorrow but on a different tour, and then get some snackos for Fraser Island and then go out for tacos because it's Taco Tuesday. My slight concern is these are not dry yet. They've been drying like all day and they're just not dry yet. This will dry fine because it's microfiber. These towels are just finishing drying. This merino top was wet, and then also this is still wet. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is just like stick it in a like waterproof bag and hope for the best, because I don't think they're gonna be dry by the morning.
2 days later.
It is Saturday morning, which means it is parkrun day. I'm in my vest. We're at Noosa Parkrun, which is thankfully a lot cooler than Brisbane Parkrun. It was hot, but it's definitely less hot than Brisbane, and it went like in all windy tracks like in the woods, which was nice and shaded.
Some time later.
I have showered. It's bright. I probably need to put my sunglasses on. And the Airbnb host had done my washing whilst I was out, which was so lovely of them. So I've hung that out, and I'm actually going for some breakfast now. There's a place that does dairy-free chocolate cake, so I'm gonna check that out. It had been my birthday the day before on Gari, so I treated myself to this cake. We've come to Eumundi market. Apparently it's pronounced Eumundi. And it's the biggest on the east coast, and apparently one of the biggest in Australia, so we've got a lot of ground to cover. I've seen potato on a stick, so I'm happy about that. So we're just looking at jewellery at the moment. This market had so many different jewellery stalls, and both Tess and I were after different bits of jewellery, and then I spotted the potato stick stand. I have chips on a stick. I was going to video it being made, but she was like, no. She's a little bit grumpy, if I'm honest. Anyway, exciting times. Okay, the customer service was awful, but the chips on a stick are nice. After lunch, we headed to even more jewellery stores. I'm now back in Noosa from my trip to Eumundi market. Both my surf camp friends are on long overnight buses, like 17 hours, to Early Beach to do it Sunday. So now I'm on my bill in Noosa. I made some purchases at the market. This necklace, this ring that's like a 3-in-1 sort of situation, and then also this ring. It's a bee, and I got some new ones for my seconds and thirds, but I've not put them in yet because basically my earrings were manky and they don't smell great. Anyway, the end of my hair was wet because I've been in the pool. There's a pool at my Airbnb, and I had a yummy cookie that was from the market with a chocolate protein shake, because I've not really eaten well today, if I'm honest. Just carbohydrates. So, ooh, beautiful sun behind me. So I'm actually on my way back into like Noosa, main Noosa Heads area to try and find the sunset point that Tess and I found the other day. A little can of Prosecco in my backpack that is wobbling so much, it's going to be so fizzy. But anyway, I'm trying to get a bus to Noosa Main Beach and then walk along the coastal path from there. I've made it for the sunset. So it's just north of the Dolphin Lookout on the Noosa Coast, off Poplar's Road, Noosa Coastal Walk. If you look on all trails, it's like a little sticky out bit that doesn't look like a path, but is a path to a beautiful sunset. Heck. I realise this time lapse is on a bit of a wonky angle, but it was just so beautiful to see the sunset and all the surfers below. It is Sunday morning. I'm off to Hillsong in Noosa. It's at 9:30. I've been up since like 7:30. Had a lovely lie-in, and it is sunny.
Some time later.
I have now come to the Noosa Farmers Market. It closes in like half an hour. It closes at 12, but I'm hoping to get some sort of lunch from here. I've got an empanada, which is vegan. It's got tofu and spinach in. I had to get coffee, of course.
4 hours later.
I've been to Hastings Street and I've got some sushi. And I got some plums because there's a really bougie supermarket, but it does half price fruit and veg quite a lot. And I found a new shopping centre, like a little like bougie shopping centre in Hastings Street. So I'm gonna sit by the sea. I'm on like grassy area because I've got my trainers on. Eat my food and then go and have a look around those shops. Also, these are my new earrings that I got from the market. So I've got like a Celtic knot and then a star, and then this was what I had before. Yeah. I am back out again. I think I've tanned. I went back to the Airbnb after I had my lunch by the beach, and if I'm honest, I fell asleep by the pool, which was nice. And I was cooking cocoa. The doc was like, "Hello, are you okay?" So I've eaten a load of watermelon I got from Coles earlier, and now I'm off up to the Laguna Lookout for the sunset. What I do remember about this route last time was it was very hilly. Lots of steps. So, do you see what I mean? Stairs already. I'm back in like Noosa Junction area now. I got a lift back by a lovely lady who just like pulled up when I was walking down and was like, "Do you want a lift?" I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." Like, I know that sounds wild. Australia is, I mean, having said this, we're stabbings in Bondi, but like generally, Australia feels very, very safe. And it was like a mum and dad and a little baby. So lovely of them to give me a lift down. And now, can you hear the lorikeets? They're so loud. They're on the trees. So I'm going back for some tea now. It is the next day. I've checked out my Airbnb and checked back into Noosa Flashpackers. Hired a free bodyboard and brought some watermelon to the beach with me. So I started this day on Noosa Main Beach eating my watermelon. So I was at Little Cove and now I've come to like the visitor centre bit, and I've got myself the most amazingly named ice cream. Golden Gaytam, plant-based. We love that. It's like a bit like a knobbly wobbly.
I then headed to the beach where I'd seen the sunset from previously.
I'm back at the, well, I'm back out again now, but I was back at the hostel. I have showered and checked into my room. So it's a 6-person dorm with curtains. I've met 3 of the girls and they're all so lovely. It's such nice vibes in there. I'm heading out, shockingly, seeing the sunset, and I'm also going to have a look for like souvenir-y type things. I have sent 0 postcards so far. So I'm gonna check out what sort of postcards they got and then potentially write them tonight. Oh yeah.
This sunset is just from Noosa Main Beach, so the main beach in Noosa, and then back at the hostel I actually wrote some postcards at last.
I am, oh the sun, I am out and about this morning. It is nearly 9 AM, I've been up since 6 because that's when I wake up. Wow, this hat is attractive. I'm at Gympie today. So I'm going stand-up paddleboarding, which is exciting. That's not till 11. So I'm just going in search of coffee, and then I need to top up my go-kart, and there's like a newsagent near here where I can do that. And then I'm going to have a look around the op shops here. Coffee with a view.
I did this lesson with Noosa stand-up paddle that had been recommended by my friend Richard from Surf Camp. So it was an hour-long lesson, and it was a guy called Kent from Canada, and he taught me how to do the paddleboarding, and then we headed up around the river, and it was just beautiful vibes, lovely time. Back at the hostel, I had a melon and a chocolate protein shake.
I'm now down on the beach. Oh, where are my sunglasses? There they are. I'm now down on the beach. I've been bougie. I've hired a chair for $10 because my back was hurting just being sat on the sand. So I'm going to make the most out of this. I've got some sushi. I've hired a bodyboard from the hostel. And I'm going to spend the rest of the daylight hours here and then find my favourite sunset spot because it's my last evening in Noosa. I have come back to my favourite sunset spot. Thanks to All Trails, I found this. So I'm just going to watch the sunset now. I'm trying to like, right, if I hold if I hold the camera there, the sun isn't in my eyes. So I was talking to one of my friends on the beach who I met like out travelling, and we were talking about like finding out what you want from travelling. And I think it's really important because especially like up the east coast of Australia, there's such like a backpacker vibe of like going out every night, and like if that's your vibe then that's absolutely fine. Like people enjoy doing that. Like I personally don't enjoy doing that, but I think it's really important to be aware of what you enjoy. I think it can be hard as well because especially I feel like I spent a lot of time like trying to fit in. All my ears look cute with this hat, and doing like what was deemed you should do, like you should go out, you should drink alcohol. Like there were times that I enjoyed it, but by and large I don't really enjoy a night out, especially don't enjoy the hangovers, like now I'm older. But I think it's really important to find out what it is you want from travelling. Like me personally, I really enjoy a sunrise, I really enjoy a sunset, I like being active, so doing active things like I've been paddleboarding today. I was bodyboarding a little bit, I'm using it as like a backrest now, and I really enjoy walks. So it's just like, you know, find what you enjoy, and I think travelling's a really good way to work that out as well, finding out what you enjoy when you haven't got like the pressures of like home life, because you can kind of like reinvent yourself when you travel. And I think it helps just being a bit older as well and like knowing what you want from it. So I was talking to my friend and she was like, you can tell because you're older, you like knew what you wanted to get out of the trip, but because she's 25, she's at the age where like she still wants to go out, but like not all the time. She's really into health and fitness. So like the Australian life is so easy to be healthier, and there's just like a fitness vibe and like people getting up early to exercise. And if that's your vibe, then that's like absolutely fine and you do that. And if it's not, then like you don't have to. So I think what I'm trying to say is just find out what you want to do. Like as long as you're not harming anyone else, it doesn't really matter what you do. Like there's no proper way that travelling or backpacking should be done. It's, you know, it's what you want out of it and what you want to make of it. And I feel like sometimes you just don't know what you want from it, but you find out like as you go along. And yeah, I think that's absolutely fine. I'm just watching the surfers now. You look at me, let me show you. Look, oh, I mean, none of them are surfing now, are they, obviously? But yeah, the like silhouettes of the surfers in the sunset is just beautiful.
Later I went out for tacos with a gal from the room called Phoebe, and we had a fantastic time.
It is 5:30 AM and I'm down at the beach for sunrise. I am now back from the beach. I've packed everything up in the hostel, put it into storage, checked out, and then got the hostel shuttle down to Main Beach because I'm doing the Noosa National Park hike, like the coastal walk, which I've done before, and I did a bit of it the other day. But when I went to the ferry pools the other day, it didn't like look like it did on Instagram. So I'm gonna see if there's another ferry pool, and then the walk itself ends in Sunshine Beach, which is where my hostel is. I'm quite tired this morning, if I'm honest. I've done a lot recently. Right, this one here, this is what I was looking for.
So again, these ferry pools are really quite tricky to get into because they're like sharp, slippery rocks, but I wanted to go for a swim in it and managed to do it without being bashed by all the waves. I then carried on the Noosa coastal walk back to Sunshine Beach.
I have successfully made it to Maroochydore Airport. I can't drop my bags off for another hour and a half because even though I checked in online, there's no bag drop. There's not really anywhere to do work. I've like found a tiny table with no socket. I don't understand why there's no like restaurants. Anyway, it's a tiny airport, but I'd rather be here with loads of time than rushing. So I'm just going to mark some more essays. Thank you very much for watching the news videos, and the next one will be back down in Sydney before I fly home. I've loved Noosa, like absolutely loved it. If you do the East Coast, do not miss out Noosa. It is beautiful.